People are concerned for our president after seeing what's in this picture. Do you see why? People are concerned for our president after seeing what's in this. President Donald Trump has only been back from Asia for approximately 48 hours and people are already expressing concern about him after what a couple of photos caught not long after landing back in the US. He's arguably one of the most hard-working presidents in our nation's history and certainly the most attacked, but now there's new reason to take a closer look at what the camera unintentionally caught upon his return from a grueling 13-day, 5-country tour through Asia. Trump's trip to the Orient was a successful one, including bringing home 3 UCLA basketball players who faced a 10-year prison sentence after being accused of shoplifting sunglasses. Despite the hateful liberal media claiming he returned home having accomplished little, if anything, it's what was seen on that return that's now getting all the attention. Something else has now been pointed out in these photos along with what else deranged leftists don't want to own up to. Trump declared the trip tremendously successful, notes the Daily Mail. I think the fruits of our labor are going to be incredible, whether it's the security of our nations, whether it's security of the world or whether it's trade, he added, according to opposing views. However, the Daily Mail was quick to accuse him of having achieved no specific accomplishments, simply because they choose to ignore the fact that he's actually far more successful in his first 10 months in office than Barack Obama was in 8 years. However, liberals also made a point to slander him for something else they saw as he exited Air Force One. The left has nothing to attack our president unless they make it up, but now, they are actually attacking him for how he looked while exiting the plane, saying that he's gained a lot of weight and also accused him of using drugs. Sometime in the 13 days he was over in Asia they actually made it sound like he ballooned. The photo angle may have not been that flattering and let's not forget that he was also on the tail end of a long flight and an even longer trip. It's okay to be human and not camera ready in every moment, especially one like this. It's also, in part, what makes him one of the most approachable presidents in history. He's a real person. Even if his weight does fluctuate, who cares? The difference he's making in America when rightfully not focusing on his look or the immature comments people make about him is what really matters most. He's a president, not a spokesmodel. My God, he is getting huge. One disgusting commenter wrote online. Another chimed in, fattest president after Taft and rapidly gaining on him. Look at the state of him, a fat, bloated old codger with a comb-over, said another, while also bringing the First Lady into their criticism of him by saying, poor Melania, according to opposing views who also pointed out that another commenter accused him of using drugs. The guy looked like he has been smoking something while on his Asia trip to the Philippines. He looked out of this world with all those drugs down his throat. Trump has proved himself to be far more hard-working than his predecessor and now is being criticized for how he looks since liberals don't have a clue what hard work really looks like. Old Baldy, someone called him online before saying he looks a tad frazzled, which, in their minds, must mean that the pace is way too much for him. It's not the pace, which he has managed remarkably well while also fielding their criticism. It's the constant onslaught of hate that Trump constantly faces no matter how much good he does in our country, that must be truly exhausting. Impressively, he even takes that on well and comes out for a press conference on his success in Asia the very next day. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer inaccurately stated that the trip was a flop, providing a complete lie as his basis for making such a statement. He seemed far more interested in pomp and circumstance, red carpets, fancy meals, and the flattery of foreign leaders, than advancing American interests in a region that is increasingly looking to China for leadership, Schumer said. However, Trump actually skipped a fancy dinner to dine with our troops instead, proving Schumer's statements inaccurate once again. It's in part for this reason, that the president was then accused of something even worse and more untrue. If it's not random, irrelevant keyboard critics on the internet commenting on him personally, it's repulsive politicians who are trying to discredit him. The president is attacked from all sides and still stands tall.